Hi, this is Jude.
And Paul.
And today we have an unboxing for you. It's the Link Me smartphone.
Good name. I can see a Disney logo on there as well.
Yes, I've got the Disney version. It's basically a toy smartphone by Sega.
Right.
So without further ado, I'm going to get this out of the box.
Yeah, get it out.
And see what it's like.
Link. Here it comes. Wow.
It's not nicely presented.
Interesting format.
So I'll have to have a look at these because I've never had anything like this before. So I really need to have a look at the instructions.
So you're going to have to spend some time with Google
I've
Translate.
Noticed something though. Wow, it doesn't take batteries. It's rechargeable.
All right, just like a real phone. Just like a real phone, yeah.
Look at that, eh?
Nice. It's just like a mobile phone box as well. You get a new mobile phone.
Yeah. It was a little bit cheaper than a real smartphone. Hey, that feels really nice. Look, it's sort of transparent.
Feel the weight of it.
The front of it.
Oh yeah, it's nice to hold. It's very much like a mobile phone. You can put a micro SD card in.
You can put a micro SD card in.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. There's a charging port.
So is that USB-C?
Yes, it's C-type.
So we've got to charge it up first then. And that'll give you time to
have a look at the instructions.
and translate them with Google Translate, yeah.
It's ever so attractive though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's very attractive, yeah.
First of all, folks, apologies about the noise in the background. It's a 3D printer. It is connected to this, and I will show you what we're printing in a moment. So I've had this phone now for almost 2 weeks. And I've been using it for those 2 weeks because I found once I powered it up that it wasn't straightforward. So the first thing I want to say is you really need a stylus that you can use on a resistive screen.
A resistive touch screen, yeah.
Because this is a resistive touch screen, and if you try to just use your finger, you'll get nowhere.
I mean, they're quite different than capacitive touch screens. They're a bit more precise. But you do need a stylus with a point on, but the point's got to be sort of like smooth so it doesn't scratch the screen.
So you made me this one, didn't you?
Yeah, a piece of ABS rod.
But the thing was, I kept losing it. So I asked you to make me a pencil topper so I wouldn't lose it.
Yeah.
I'll show you that and a Mo as well. He's made a very nice Mickey Mouse pencil topper. But then you had this great idea of combining the actual pencil with the pencil topper and printing it as one thing.
Yeah, I mean, we can get a mini mouse head. I'm no good at artwork, 3D artwork. There's some wonderful artists who make stuff available on Thingiverse, so we...
And I will put a link in the description.
Yeah.
And I will give an acknowledgement of the person that did the remix for the Mickey Mouse head.
So we got this wonderful mini mouse head, and then using tools like Mesh Mixer, Design Spark, we were able to combine the whole thing with the stylus and then split it so it printed easily.
So I'll show you it printing out on the printer so you can see what's making that noise in the background. So you may be able to make out, it's upside down, you may be able to make out Minnie's bow there.
Minnie's bow, yeah.
That's going to be on top of her head, and then this is going to be the main part of the stylus. How much is printed out? 37%?
Yeah, of one half.
Of one half, and then you're going to glue the two halves together.
Yeah.
So later in this video, when it's finished printing, I'll show you what it looks like. And you're going to share the files for this remix.
There's a remix, yeah. Stick it back on Thingiverse.
Yes, and
a resistive stylus with Minnie Mouse's head on.
Yeah, and I'll put a link to that. And that's the Mickey Mouse pencil topper that Paul printed out, found, from the files on Thingiverse, and you spray painted it, didn't you?
Well, no, I couldn't spray painted it. So
Oh, you didn't? So it was all hand painted.
Well, I got some spray paint and a cap and applied it by a paintbrush to try and get this sort of mask shape. That's where you can see it's a bit sort of like not straight and on,
yeah, it's nice though, isn't it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going quite close though. In reality, it's all right.
So the next main point I need to make about this phone is that the instructions don't tell you how to use it. All they do is describe setting up the clock and charging the phone, and switching it on, which is pretty obvious anyway.
So it's an adventure, really, isn't it?
It is. So you find that most of the instructions are given through play, through things like adverts.
Okay. And how's it doing that then?
Well, I'll explain that a little later. So the last point I'd like to make, before we actually start looking at using the phone, is that the SD card on it, I found out what that's for.
So there's an micro SD card slot on the side. Yes, we showed that
at the beginning of the video. Yeah. So you can put a micro SD card in to get extra memory for making things like videos.
Okay.
But also, you can buy extra SD cards for this phone.
Mm-hmm. And they've got sort of like media on, like faces and characters and
games and things
as well. Okay.
So I actually bought all 3 SD cards for this.
Are they pretty cheap, aren't they? It's not much more than you would pay for a micro SD card of that capacity.
Yeah. And I also bought a nice case for the phone as well.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah.
So I'll show that in the next video that I do on this phone. I'll unbox those.
So you're trying to
show you those.
You're trying to make this as much as into a real smartphone as possible in terms of its feel and look, and that carrying it around in a case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say before we start actually using the phone is what I love about this is it creates a whole world.
I can tell by the way it's absorbed you.
So you actually have contacts that come with the phone who will send you photographs, who will ring you up, and who will send you messages.
So it comes complete with virtual friends as well.
Yes.
Right. Great stuff.
And then you've got the App Store and all the apps you can buy.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got adverts that appear, so when you're playing a game, you can get extra points if you're willing to watch an advert.
Yeah.
But the adverts are actually advertising the apps on the phone, so they're actually telling you more about the phone without you looking at instructions.
So it's really simulating a smartphone without being a smartphone and without being
constructing this whole imaginary world, including an AI assistant.
But it's not connected to any network.
No
3G, no 4G, no 5G network, no Wi-Fi. But it's creating that
just
feeling.
An electronic toy.
Yeah.
So finally, let's look at using the phone.
Okay.
So once you switch it on, you get this screen. And
you're using your resistive stylus.
I am. You've got to press it once. And then you've got the first page. So what you want to do when you first use the phone is you want to swipe past that first page and the second page.
It's very much like a smartphone, isn't it, in a way?
And go on to the third page, because for the first 2 pages, most of what you've got on there, you need coins to be able to do any of it.
And you haven't got any coins to start off with?
Yes.
Okay.
So you've got to earn coins.
Yep.
So you go to your third screen, and then it comes with 3 games. So the first one is called Pay. So choose that. You've got to turn your phone the other way. This is a fun little game. Took me a while to figure it out.
Yeah.
So you've got different people who are eating at a restaurant.
Right.
And they want to pay in different ways by phone, coin or card.
Right. That's what the symbols are, yeah.
You've got to tap whichever symbol you want and then tap the person.
Right.
So I got it wrong at first. I was like trying to tap the the coin and then the coin symbol above the person, but no, you have to tap the person. So to start the game, you press again.
Just touch the screen, yeah.
So there's your card payment, your phone payment, and your coin payment. That person wants to pay by coin, that one by card. 2 by cards. Let's start with the cards. So you choose card, and then you do that.
Right.
Coin, phone.
Also, there's a delay when a new person comes in as well, because they're like at a restaurant having a meal and then they want to pay.
Yeah, it's a fun little game.
Yeah.
And it's very, very quick because it only lasts 30 seconds. So then it'll ask you, do you want to get extra points by watching an advert? So if you don't want to, you press that one. But if you do want to press this one.
Okay.
And what this is it's advertising an app.
Right.
So you're actually learning to use the phone through playing with it. So
nice idea.
It is. So if we go back, this is insane. Look at this. That there, I just received an email from one of my contacts. You get these all the time.
Of course,
the favourites
yeah.
are the photos that your contact sends you. I will show that by the end of the video because that is my favourite. Absolutely love those.
They'll be in Japanese though, and you've got to translate them, yeah.
The photos are good because you don't need any words. And I know when you have conversations with people, you just send stickers.
Right. Like emojis and that. You mean?
But the one bit where I haven't done anything to try and decipher yet is when they call you.
Ah, right.
Because you need some sort of translator going.
You're speaking to a virtual friend who wants to speak to you, right? Okay.
Okay, so that was the first game, Pay. This is the next game that you get.
So these
free.
are another free game. You don't need any money to play.
Yeah, it comes with the phone.
Yeah, okay.
So this is all calculations and they're very, very simple. Though if you can do it quickly, you get some more interesting taxing ones.
Okay.
So the first one is addition, I think it is. So as you can see, they're very, very simple at first.
So this is in any coins?
Yeah. But if you do these, I'm not being very quick at the moment because I'm having to watch this through the screen on the iPad. But if you do it really quickly,
you can earn a lot of points.
Well, you can get more interesting ones that take a bit more brain power.
More difficult, right? So it's
increasing
the difficulty after every sum, then, is it?
Yeah. After you've done a few, you start to get more interesting ones, especially on the multiplication and division. I find that's quite good for my brain, doing multiplication and division in my head. But yeah, obviously these are super, super simple.
And there's a time limit, of course.
Oh no, at least we've got 3 now. 3 numbers adding together. Run out of time.
Okay.
I think I'll go 160, like when I'm moving more quickly.
And a round of applause.
And that picture there, when you first start up the phone. So I'm going to say yes, play an advert. Oh, I'm not sure what this advert is.
It's like Fred Flintstone, isn't it?
I haven't deciphered this one yet.
So you got 60 coins for watching that advert?
Yeah.
And that'd be telling you something about an app that you can get.
Yeah, but I haven't actually deciphered that one.
Right.
I don't know what that one is. So, yeah, it's addition, or you can choose you get contacts all the time. Oh, too late. So yeah, you've got addition, subtraction, multiplication and division.
Okay.
And then this one is impossible to do if you don't know Japanese. I say impossible. This is level 1. I was intrigued by this, and it was quite educational because I learnt something about it. What it is in Japanese, they've got 3 different writing systems. I never knew this.
Yeah.
I read about it on Wikipedia. So this is in one writing system, and you find the missing characters for the same word in another writing system.
So that those 4 squares with 2 characters filled in, that's a different writing system than the one above. Okay. And you've got to find the ones that match
Yes.
the meaning of the top one.
Yeah, out of these characters.
So have you managed to do it?
I managed to do one.
Is that just by luck?
I did it by process of elimination.
Right, okay.
I was obsessively doing it for days. But I quite like having something really challenging, a problem to work out. And I did it by finding the same words multiple times. And then it gives you different examples at the bottom. So by process of elimination, I actually worked one out. I was so chuffed when I managed to work it out.
So you're getting a sort of extra benefit from this because it's you've got to do the translation and you're not familiar with the Japanese language systems, writing systems.
Yeah, I find some of that really interesting. This is another ad that I have not deciphered yet. Don't know what that was. I'll have to play this video back and decipher that ad. So those are the 3 games that it comes with.
So you can earn points playing those, and then you can eventually buy some of the games that get advertised.
The ones that were just advertised there. So I've worked out 7, even though I use Google Translate, I'm still lost on one of them. So I'll play that for you now and show you the translations and what those 8 apps are.
Right, okay.
So this is advert number 1. I've got some cupcakes there. And when I got the translator on it, it says, "Cooking is fun. Let's cook." Now this bit on the top, during international construction.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a wrong interpretation. I'll just read this out. Cooking Creator, check it out in the App Store. So that app is called Cooking Creator.
Right. And it's asking you to get that, is it really?
Yeah, it's an advert for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the second one. So they all got this during international construction on top.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what the proper translation of it is. So the second one is advertising an app to do lives.
Right.
So I don't know if that's just when you get this app, you can just make lives of yourself, or you've got like these characters joining in. I don't know. But yeah, that one is to do lives with. And then advert number 3, this is funny, this one. So looking at the translator, just says "so cute" reply, but you can see there when you're just looking at a still, he's got these long hairs on his legs, and that's a shaver to shave off the long hairs, and it says beauty advice. So that app is for beauty advice.
Right.
So that looks like it's quite amusing. And then this next app, even when I got the translation of it, I still haven't got a clue what's going on with this. So those 3 little pictures there, those are your contacts.
Yeah.
And it says number. And then the person you chose is saying Yahoo. And then the final little bit of it says remote control. I've no idea what's going on with that one at all.
The translation's leading to some interesting puzzles then, isn't
it? It is. So here's the next ad. And this one is for getting stuff for your avatar. I've actually already bought this one.
What's Yufuku?
No idea. Maybe that's something to do with like avatars. I don't know. So it says let's change it. So yes, you can change stuff on your avatar, and you can shop for things to
Right.
change your avatar. But I've already got that one, as I say. I bought it.
So every time you buy an app, it increases your functionality of the phone then?
Oh yeah, yeah. So this next one, I worked it out anyway because it's a bit more obvious. I was wrong. It's a memory game.
Right, yeah.
So you got like
can see
9
that, yeah.
cards,
Mhm.
and you turn them over. It says Shinkei Sujin, which must be the name, Japanese name of memory game, I
Right.
suppose. So that was that one. And the next ad we've got is another obvious one. It's obviously for a claw machine.
Yeah.
So it's a claw machine game, crane game.
Yay, got it.
Yeah. So
This is for another app then?
yeah, they're all apps, on
yeah.
the phone.
Yeah.
So that was that one. And then this is really interesting. So this is the last one I've translated.
Yeah.
And it's a points card.
Right.
It says points information. And the word in Japanese, the meaning of it is accumulating points in loyalty programs. So it's like the sort of thing that you get for something like Sainsbury's. You know, we've got a points card
Yeah, I see.
for Sainsbury's. So that must be quite popular in Japan, getting loyalty cards for things. So yeah, that was the last advert that I looked at. So to buy an app,
You've got to earn
you
some
go to the...
coins, you know?
Yeah, we've already done that. So you go to the first screen,
Okay.
and apps is this icon here. So the pink is tools,
Right.
the blue is games,
Tools, games.
and the yellow is things you can do with your camera.
Right.
So we'll choose games.
Yep.
You can see pay has got tick because your phone comes with that game.
That's right.
And then if we remember from the advert, this one is the memory
Yes, I remember, yes.
matching game.
Oh, and it's
So you
telling
can
you
see it costs 100 coins.
That's pretty cheap, really, considering you can
Yes.
easily earn 100 coins in games.
Yeah, so we'll say yes.
I like the checkout sound.
So if we come out of this and then we go to our final screen, we can see it's there.
Yeah. And you can now play that, just like you would be able to on a smartphone if you bought it or downloaded it from the Google Store.
I think you just press it to start. Oh, so we've got to remember these.
Top and bottom on the right. Oh, you've chosen a different one.
Right, which one?
Top right, bottom right.
Any others? I don't know any
No.
others. Oh, was that there? No, it wasn't.
It was bottom middle. Bottom middle.
Bottom middle, this one.
And bottom right.
Oh, did we see a... No, we didn't.
Quite intensive, that, isn't it, with the time?
Well, the thing is, you know, folks, when you pass the age of 50, your short-term memory starts going. That picture there, I was going to mention it earlier, and then
that's one of your soft plushes, isn't it?
it is,
That makes
because
sounds, in
when
fact.
you first start this game,
Yeah.
it asks you to take a photo with the camera and smile.
Right.
So I don't want to take a photo of myself, so I got Bubbles, that cat, and I took an angle that I thought made it look like it was smiling. And then it asked you to look sad, and it took another photo. So again, I used Bubbles, took it from another angle.
Oh, so it's going to use the happy and sad photos for depending on how you've done
How
the
you
games.
done on the games,
Got you.
yeah. And I wished that I'd taken a photo of Mr. Grumps,
Yeah.
Because I think Mr. Grumps would have been far better.
Can you not
for
change it?
A sad face.
Can you not change it afterwards?
I think you might be able to, actually. Oh, we saw this advert before. I still haven't deciphered this one. I'll have to decipher that for next time.
There's a big incentive to decipher the adverts to get the cash and to understand what the apps are, isn't there?
Mm. Okay, so that was the memory game. So I'm going to finish off this video by going back to the first screen and just letting you know what these things are.
You're going to give us a run through then?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be toolbox, won't it? The one with the spanner settings.
Yes, that's settings.
Yeah.
So if we go into settings, I haven't tried using this. It says lock. You know, you can lock your phone.
Oh, yeah.
So it must work in a similar way. We've got time set in there, date. This is for your profile.
Sound.
That's sound.
Brightness.
That's brightness. This is ringtones. But I tried to change my ringtone, and I don't know if it's just make-believe, because it didn't actually change the ringtone.
Maybe you've got to buy them.
Maybe. That's a good point. Maybe you've got to buy, because there is
As
a
you would on-
section called tools.
Yeah, because there used to be a phase of smartphone development in the early years where you
Yeah.
would buy ringtones.
I'll look into that, folks, for next time, for the next video. This one is dress up. I'm not quite sure what that is. This is for using an SD card. This is for wiping your SD card, and this is for wiping your phone.
So all the sort of smart phone icon app functionality that would appear on an all smartphone. Plus more.
This one,
Looks like 2 bottles of milk in a pocket.
well, it's a rainbow, and then a heart and a star. So I don't know where you're getting the bottles of milk from.
Oh, the clouds are there. They look like 2 bottles of milk from this distance.
So this is called Dress Up Shop. Again, you need to purchase it in order to use it. And with this one, it's for organising your folders.
Right.
So you can like slide your apps around and put them in different
So
folders.
it gives you access to a sort of file system.
Yes.
Right.
This one is the Me Smartphone Plus download. So you can get cards to download software. And I bought 3. Well, the maximum is 3 that you can buy. So I'll open those in the next video, and we'll use that
Click on that
function.
icon, yeah.
Yeah, to download the
off
information
off
of the
SD
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
This is to save to SD card. This is to do a photo shoot and save to SD card. And this is more camera functions. So I think you can sort of take a photo and then add
Right.
sort of stamps and things and effects.
I would guess the quality of the camera is not brilliant on this, with it being a toy.
Well, you've seen the picture of Bubbles, haven't you?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
so that's the quality.
It's not great, is it?
And then these 3 things at the bottom, they're not part of this screen. They remain on whichever screen you're on. And one of them is Megram, which is sort of like, I think that's the one in the middle there, which is sort of like a make-believe Instagram.
Right.
I think this one's Me Talk, so it's like a
TikTok.
made-up TikTok. I can't remember, sorry folks, I can't remember what that one was.
Would that be like Me Tube?
It could be. I'll look it up for you for the next video. So as you can see, there's hours and hours and hours of playability with this. I'm obsessed with it.
So what's that voice saying when you turn it on?
It's saying, don't throw it around.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. And it's saying, look where you're going when you've got your phone. Don't look at your phone when you're walking down the street.
So, okay, it's a toy. It's aimed at kids or young people. And it's saying, be careful when you're walking along with this. It's
don't look at it when you're walking along.
Good advice. Don't bang into a lamppost or cross the road when you're playing a game. Yeah.
There's one last thing I'll mention before I finish this video. there's also something else that happens with this phone when you're playing with it. The screen breaks.
I've seen that happen, yeah.
It's so funny, and you've got to get the screen fixed. And I thought it was hilarious at first. And then it started to be a bit irritating because it was like too often. But interestingly, it's backed right off now. So it must stop doing it as often after a while, because it does get irritating.
Because in the software they've realised that the novelty would wear off, so they sort of time it out.
That's pretty smart, isn't it?
That's nice software, that, yeah.
And here's the first half of our Minnie Mouse stylus. Unfortunately, Paul made the pencil part of it a bit thick, so you need to make that narrower.
Well, on a version 2 maybe, but this one's not finished yet because it's really got half of the head. I thought it was pretty much the right thickness myself.
No, I'd say that's too wide. You want it like a pencil.
Well, I suppose it's for you, so yeah.
So I'll wait until you've made that other version before I share the files for it.
Okay.
And I will put the listing for this of Thingiverse down below if you would like this pencil topper, if you would like to print it out, and I'll put the name of the artistic person who actually remixed it from someone else's design.
Yes, because I can't lay claim to it. I can only lay claim to the painting, which is a little iffy.
Yes, so I'll acknowledge that in the link below. But folks, that's it for this video on this super fun-packed toy smartphone, electronic toy that I think is fabulous.
Link smartphone it's called, isn't it?
And I hope you'll join us in the second part where we'll explore some more.